And welcome back, boys and girls, for yet again another special edition of the Michael Decon program. In a moment, my co-host is here with me, Mr. Myke Hideous. He has drawn assignment this evening. Welcome back for another dose of the program. I knew you couldn't stay away. I can't stay away either. And good evening to those in the chat room, and of course those of you out there who listen at home. Much love and respect to all of you out there, and of course our international listeners out there. We appreciate all of you. Now, without further ado, let's bring in Mr. Myke Hideous. And with me right now is Mr. Myke Hideous. How's it going, Myke?
Hello. How are you, Michael?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm swell. My cat just drooled on me, so now I have spit all over my hand. Doing great.
Well, that's not the worst thing that could happen.
No.
She could
She's
have
a drooler.
She could have thrown up on you. She could have pissed on you.
That hasn't happened. She's got issues. She's a weak cat. She's always had it.
She's got mental issues, or what kind of issues?
She has. How do I explain this? When her and her brood were born, they had some kind of a disease, like a fatal disease, really.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and in fact, the entire litter died except 3. And the 3 are her, Cricket, her brother, Puma, who I also have, and another sibling that they had, a boy, who the girl who I adopted these cats from, she kept. That cat was so bad, it couldn't walk on its back legs didn't work at all. So this poor thing would crawl around. And then Cricket, my girl, she is sort of the same way, not nearly as bad. Like when she was younger, she was able to walk around, but as she's getting older, her back hindquarters aren't as strong. Like I have to pick her up to put her on like the table. I have to pick her up to put her on something, bed or on the couch or whatever. And then I have to pick her up to take her off. So she can't jump. She's just incapable.
So she's disabled, in other words.
You could say that. Yeah,
wow.
Handicap.
Wow.
He's a good.
So you have a special needs cat.
I do.
Oh my.
At least it's not a clown.
A clown.
Blue and orange hair.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm talking about. We don't have to get into that. But her brother Puma, he's totally normal cat. Jumps like 7 feet into the air, from a sitting position. Pew!
Wow.
And then I've got the other one, Booger. She's the youngest. It'll be 2 years for her in May. And she's like a mountain lion cat. She's gigantic.
A mountain lion, that's pretty big.
Compared to, practically. This cat looks like a small dog, Booger. So she's really much bigger than Cricket. And Cricket fucking hates her. He just cannot stand that cat. Yep, so that's the life of Myke Hideous's
That's
cats.
the current life. The cats running around. Everybody's happy. So far, everybody's happy. So far. Very nice, Myke. Well, listen, it's,
How are you?
I'm good.
How's everything with you?
Oh, everything's good with me. I'm just enjoying life.
Family okay?
Family's good. Everybody's solid. Kids are good.
Kitties?
The kitties are good. Those are the kids, basically.
Absolutely, I hear you.
Those are the children. And, you're just saying a thing about the disabled cat. And I was just thinking, when you were talking about that, I was thinking, man, it's a good thing I don't have kids. They'd come out all retarded.
From all the substance.
From all the heroin. No, it's a good thing. No, I would think that's probably one of the most devastating thing to be. As a parent, you have a child that's basically handicapped for life.
Want to talk about handicaps?
Oh, well, we were talking about the cat being disabled, so in a sense, it's,
I have a comment about handicaps. What's the hardest part about eating a vegetable?
What's that?
Putting her back in the wheelchair. You like that?
I do. It was pretty offensive.
I go one more. You ready?
I'm ready.
2 tampons are walking down the street. Which one speaks first?
I'm not sure.
Neither one. They're both stuck up cunts. And I'm terrible at telling jokes. I'm glad you laughed at it because I'm so bad at it.
Well, I thought that was funny.
Thank you. I thought it was funny. I had to write it down though. I can't. I'm so bad, man.
Hey, you picked up a pen.
A pen?
Yeah, you picked up a pen and wrote it down.
I always write stuff down. I go through pens like crazy.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have a fountain pen.
I used to.
Oh, then you are pretty hardcore.
Well, you know, I used to have a calligraphy set when I was younger, and I'm talking like in my teen years. When I was studying art, I took a class on calligraphy, so I would, you know, use the calligraphy pens, which is sort of like a fountain pen. The only difference is there's like cartridges of ink that you put in the pen. You pop it into the what the hell is it called? The oh shit, I forget what it's called. The tip, just the tip.
That's what I said. That's what she said. Just the tip.
That's what she said. So, yeah, but I haven't done calligraphy in a long time. The funny thing is,
that's how girls get pregnant, by the way.
With calligraphy?
Just the tip.
Just the tip. That's right.
Next thing you know, hey, I missed my period.
Be Decon.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, Myke, there's been a few close calls in my life.
Have there really?
Oh yeah, man. There has been a few.
How old were you when the first one happened?
I think I must have been 17.
Oh my God. You and I are like right close to the same time.
It's true though.
Yeah.
It was right at that age, and oh my God. You know the anxiety I had?
Yep. I was 18.
So you know then.
I know exactly. And here's the kicker, Myke. When I was told, not to take your story away, I want to hear what you have to say, but when it happened to me, it turned out to be a lie.
What do you mean?
She lied to me.
Oh, she lied.
Yeah, she was totally full of shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jerking your chain.
Right. Hell yeah, bro. I was like, I didn't find out for like a year.
Oh my God.
Then she had another one. She said she was pregnant again. This time it was real. And this time she had an abortion. Didn't even tell me.
Oh my God. And you were 18.
Yeah, I was, 18 the first time, 19 the second time.
19 the second time. Okay.
Real trash. Piece of trash woman.
Can you imagine if you would have settled down with that?
Well, she was the first girl that I moved out into. Like I was, what was I? I was late 19 going on 20.
Oh my.
When I moved out of my house to live with this woman. What a mistake. Here's the funny story. I used to keep a journal when I was like right after I got out of where was it? The first time I got out of the hospital when I was 16, I started a journal. I used to write things down and I kept it for years. The very day I was moving my stuff from home to this girl's place, I even said before I moved in, I'm like, you're not going to read my diary, are you? And I used to keep it in like those cash boxes that lock, those metal tin boxes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I had one of those with a lock on it. They're flimsy. They're not, I mean, you could break one open if you really tried, but so I used to keep it in there. And I said to her, listen, if I move in, can I trust you? She's like, oh yeah, of course. Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, you could trust me. Absolutely. I'm totally trustworthy. Well, all day I was moving stuff into her place. The last trip I made from home to her place, I walked through the door. Mind you, I had a big fight with my parents. They were so pissed off at me for moving out and living with this girl in sin.
Wow.
So
living in sin.
Fight. Exactly. Oh yeah. My parents just like, you gotta get married. Terrible. So, the last trip, all pissed off because I had a fight with my parents. I get to her place, open the door, right there on the kitchen table is my journal, opened up all the way. And she's like, who's that girl?
Oh my God.
From the very day I moved in, downhill from that point on. Hell yeah.
Wow, really?
Yep. What a mistake that was. What a mistake.
And you were 18, 19, right?
Late 19 going on 20.
Wow. Yeah, what major mistake, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And I'm just thinking about it now, but yeah, imagine ending up with one of these women from high school.
Hey, some people do it, and
some people do it.
They're in love.
They're in love.
Happy. Good for them.
I would agree. However, I know a few cases where guys I know actually went and had children with some of these women they were with since they were like a sophomore in high school. And they've had about 5, 6 kids with these women, and in some cases they're engaged for like 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, and
sometimes,
and they don't want to get married. Can you believe that?
What's your opinion on marriage?
Well, I mean, I see no real beneficial reason for a man to get married. I see one for a woman, but not so much for a man in general.
And why do you say that? Just curious.
Well, I mean, there's nothing, a man usually in most cases, not all, but most, he's not going to really gain much from getting married. And once he gets divorced, all his assets will be determined by a judge. Most of those assets will be going to the little lady. Half, yes.
Good.
It's not good at all, Myke. It's not a good story.
If you're able to get a prenuptial agreement between you and your spouse, does it make you, like, in your opinion, does that make you more of a concern? Let's just say hypothetically, let's just say you're getting married, and with all due respect to your woman, I'm just using this as a hypothetical situation. So you're getting married to a person, a woman, and
or a guy.
Maybe. I'm just saying, again, this is completely hypothetical, and I don't really mind what you think. Man, women, I don't care. Yeah. So my question to you is, if you consider getting a prenup, you think that makes you a smarter person, or does it make you more cautious? Like, how would she react? Does she start calling you a cheap bastard and not loving her? Like, what do you think about that?
I think it really depends on the situation. But yes, I think most partners would maybe think a little bit about that. They'll think, why is this person making me sign an NDA? And furthermore, a prenup. And I think for people that make that kind of money, I think in most cases, if you are making a significant amount of money, I think it might be the most reasonable thing to do, because you never really know who you are marrying, especially when you're making all that money. You know, you attract a lot of women out there. And for men out there, it doesn't really matter what you look like. You could look like Bill Belichick. And as long as you have that Bill Belichick money and you have a very attractive wallet, you're not going to have a hard time finding women of any age. Pretty much. I mean, let's just be honest.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
That's just the way it is. It's a cold world, Myke.
It is. The thing is, and particularly in Western countries,
right?
Women, and this is no disrespect to any women out there listening to the show. I know you have like 1 or 2 listeners.
There's more than that. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I'm sure. I know you got a lot.
No, I've seen photos.
Oh,
a whole lot.
All right. Let's not go there.
Well, I mean, it happens, Myke. I mean,
I know.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, everybody knows there's been a lot of that.
Yeah,
there still is.
I mean, I'm just trying to keep you from being incriminated.
Oh no, this is something I talk about on the reg.
Do you?
Yeah, I mentioned it plenty of times that there are plenty of women who send nude photographs all the time.
Isn't that wonderful of them?
You know what? God bless them. And even in some cases, I've even seen some frontal things too.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, they show me the kitty.
The kitty.
I love that. It's very nice. I appreciate that. It's a good thing though that I'm not one of these people that would go and throw that out there though. Like, I'm not going to be posting it online anywhere or doing anything like that, showing people. That is, I would never do that. I can't, out of respect for them. Yeah, I got some morals, Myke.
Of course, and that's a good thing.
It is. I can't just be doing that.
I used to get them too every so often.
I bet you did. Absolutely.
It's funny. One time when I was living with the succubus. I had put out an ad looking for female models to do the chicks in hats thing.
Oh, yeah.
And she knew it. In fact, that's how I met her. She was like the first person I ever photographed for that particular project back in 2008. Anywho, so I get this email from a girl allegedly from, where was she? I want to say either Washington or California. I can't remember. Washington State. So we're corresponding back and forth. I'm like, what's your plan? Are you plan on coming out to the East Coast or something? I mean, if you do, I can make arrangements. We can meet. I can take pictures of you, blah, blah, blah. I said, but basically, you know, there are some requirements. A, you got to have a hat.
Hey.
You've got to, you know, be able to dress the part. So
like a whore.
No, not like a whore. But,
I know, I'm
just
kidding.
Look the part.
Look hot, look attractive, not look homely,
right.
In other words.
And it's not whore, it's hua.
Whore. Hua.
The Italian way.
She's a hua. There we go.
Any old who.
Anyway.
Yeah, so this girl, like, we're corresponding, and I said, can you send me some images of you so I know what you look like if you're coming out there? She's like, okay. So the first thing I get is a picture of her naked.
Oh, my goodness.
She's wearing a jacket, but it's kind of down over her shoulders, and, like, everything is there.
What do you mean everything is there?
You know, boobs, vajayjay.
Oh, vajayjay, yeah.
Belly,
legs.
The whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
But here's the thing, Michael. I honestly believe it was all fake.
What do you mean?
I think the succubus.
Well, those titties look real to me.
What?
I said those titties look real to me.
Well, they all look real, yeah.
Right.
But I think the succubus.
Came
up with a different email, sent me, was corresponding with me because she wanted to see if I was going to cheat.
Wow.
What a girl from Washington State. Like, how easy is that? So I think it was her. I can't prove it, but I wouldn't put it past her.
Wow.
That's the kind of snake she is. She's a snake fox rat.
Snake fox rat.
Yeah, all of them.
Wow, that is pretty wild.
And a slug. She's
and a slug
too.
Why a slug?
Oh, I like to call her a slunt.
I thought because of the JJ, you know, a bit of a snail trail.
A trail. I was going to say
gets excited.
Snail trail.
Absolutely. And by the way, Myke, again, I'm telling you these things because once again, I went on to Boomer Book, and I'm looking at different profiles that keep suggesting me people, and I see all these women that I once knew, and I'm seeing some big landmines, some whales out there.
Oh, yeah.
Some big ones.
Can I ask you a question? What is
sure.
Boomer? What did you call it? Boomer what?
Boomer Book.
What is that? Never heard of it before.
Facebook.
Oh. You know, I'm still not a boomer. I'm a Gen X.
Well, you claimed that, but I...
Oh, don't start.
Think otherwise. I think you...
Nah.
A little bit.
Nah. Not even close.
I think so, though.
Nah,
I think you kind of do have the heart of a boomer.
I know. You say all kinds of things.
I do.
Doesn't mean they're true.
That's what I say about you all the time. When I hear people talking about you, I say, well, it doesn't mean it's true.
No.
Joking, of course. But, my God, Myke, yes, it's, I think we've avoided some, crazy sort of situations with, certain, people out there, that's for sure.
Can you be a little more specific?
Well, we dodged bullets, Myke, is what I'm saying, with some of these women that we've seen in the past.
Oh,
I think so.
Have you ever known anyone to like pose for a magazine, or even worse, like do adult films?
Only one magazine, and there was another girl who was a webcam model, as well. These two girls I dated. One during high school and one way out of high school. And the one that I'm thinking about, she is a suicide girl.
What
I can't reveal that.
I hear comments like that. Well, what does that even mean?
It's just one of these things that no longer exist. Suicide Girls is an alternative model. That's for these tattooed women, that sort of thing.
I heard about it. They were like it was like a group of gothic.
Pretty much.
Girls,
it's been around since
Yes.
It's been around since 2001. It's an online.
Yes. I totally remember
pinup,
now. Yes.
Yeah, pinup models and all that. And well, the thing
Suicide Girls.
Yeah, and I went out with a girl who was, she was sort of like a punk rock kind of girl.
Right.
Always wanted to have tattoos, that sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And she was cool. I really enjoyed her. And her mom was insane, by the way. Her mom would drive me to her house, or she would drop her daughter off. And at one time, when I dumped her, by the way,
you dumped her mom?
Well, you know what's funny is check this out though. You're pretty much on the money. Check it out though. Check this out. Check this out. No, I wasn't dating the mom, but check this out.
I know.
Go ahead. Well, there's a lot to say about this relationship. You know, there was plenty of times, you know, this is in high school, where I would go late at night and she would climb out her window and my friend would pick her up, you know, and we would hang out, do all that kind of stuff, while my friend would be the wheelman. And it was good times, but check this out, though. I remember, you know, time goes on. The mom would sometimes, again, take me there. She would bring me back, all this sort of stuff. And a couple times, I should say, more than once, she took us out to Denny's. And I remember there was a time after that. Now, this is a little bit after, where finally it was the time where I would break it off with her. Right. Okay. Well, after I had dumped her, I was at her house at the time. And, well, I wasn't driving at the time. I was too young to be driving.
Okay.
And, well, I wouldn't exactly say I was too young, but I wasn't driving at the time. But case in point, I had no ride home. It's not like I was going to go and tell her mom, like, hey, I need a ride back home after I just dumped your daughter. So essentially I walked home.
You didn't.
I walked home.
Wait. Did you get a ride from her?
I did.
Breaking?
No.
Got a ride home. Wait. Hang on. You're saying that you did or didn't get a ride from mom after you broke up with Dor?
No, I did not get a ride.
Okay.
I knew better than that.
That would have been weird.
It would have been very weird, but there was something even weirder that I did that I don't even know if I should reveal that here. It was so devious that I have no idea if I should even share it. Right. Let's just say something happened in the back seat while mom drove.
Oh my experience like too.
This I don't even have the words to even describe how that happened, why that happened, Myke, but it did.
Wow.
And let's just say there was a blanket there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yes, that actually happened.
Yeah.
While the mother drove once on a long road trip.
Okay, so before you go any further, mom's in the front seat driving.
Correct.
Is there anybody in the passenger seat?
No, just me and her in the back.
So let me get this straight again. Mom's driving, and the two of you are in the back seat, cuddling with a blanket over you.
Correct.
Was it dark or daylight?
It was kind of almost getting dark, yes.
Twilight.
So yes, exactly.
Kind of a nice mood setting for getting a hand job
for
while you're
being
in the
young.
back seat of a car with mom driving.
Well, let's just say two of those things happened.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
All right.
But that doesn't make it all right, that's for sure.
No.
That makes it even worse. But yes, I have no reason to make this up. I've never really revealed that anywhere, by the way.
Well, provided you're keeping the name, which you did not, keeping the name.
Out of respect.
Yeah, and that's right. I think,
I just can't believe I did that.
It happens when you're young. How old were you? 17, 16,
I was
15?
probably 16 or 17, yeah.
I had a similar situation. I don't mean to interrupt.
That's okay.
So
don't tell me something like that happened to you too.
Yep.
Oh my God. I guess we're the worst people on earth.
Nah, it happens to many kids. It happened to me twice, actually.
Oh my God.
Once when my brother was driving, and then, because he had a van, and we were all at the CYO, and then after the CYO, all the teenagers jumped into my brother's van, and then he drove them all home. So my brother was, what would you call it, like a guardian or a counselor at the CYO. You know, we'd all get together on a Friday night. All the kids would hang out. We'd play basketball. We'd play pool. We'd play ping pong. You know, it was just like a big thing at the church. I was literally 14, maybe younger. Might have been 13. I think I was 14. I was dating this beautiful girl from Patterson, New Jersey, with a big set of knockers. And
she had some heavy hangers.
She had some big milk duds.
Some heavy Jew hangers, yes. Them jubes. She had a pair of jubes.
So this girl and I, you know, we were young. We were very, our hormones were flying all over the place. So we were always making out. And I'll tell you the thing with my brother. So we were all in the van. And he's now this girl whose name I can't mention because I think she might even listen to the show.
Really?
Well, it's funny because
She might.
almost got her daughter's wedding.
You almost shot her.
Well, you know, I photographed it, but that didn't happen. Anyway, so we're driving home, and there's like literally like 10 people in this van, and we're sitting on the floor against like the side or sort of whatever, and all the other people. It's dark out, you know, and hands started to roam.
They started to roam.
They started to roam.
Wow.
And yeah, that was a fun ride.
Hey, my hand had a mind of its own.
It sure did, I tell you. It sure did.
Wow. So you did something very, very similar.
Yes.
That is crazy.
That wasn't the one I really wanted to tell you. The other one was, in fact, I had came out to see a cousin of mine who lived in Pennsylvania, and all her friends were around. I stayed for like a week. All her friends were around. One girl really liked me. That's fun.
Wow.
So, we're in a car one night. 2 people are in the front of the car, and then my cousin's sitting next to me, and then I'm in the middle. My cousin's to my right, and the girl who liked me sitting to my left. I got my arm around her, and like the hands started going, her hands. And I'm like sitting there, like my cousin's talking to me while this whole thing is happening. I was like, wow, how do I maintain composure?
I guess.
You know?
Absolutely. And by the way, when we were in the back seat, I did see the prying eyes looking up at the mirror every once in a while. Yeah, so that's how I knew to sort of get her to, act normal.
Yeah, that's hard, right?
It is. It was a good time, my friend. But yes, the darkness did play a huge acid in that scenario. But again, looking at it back now, I've never shared that story anywhere, Myke. So that was the first time ever really explained or described what happened in the back seat coming back from San Diego back to El Centro, actually, after seeing a concert out there. But check this out, though, Myke. I forgot to mention this part. So after all this, I eventually broke it off with this girl. And so like the next day, she calls me and I'm talking to her and she tells me that her mom wants me to pay back for the food for Denny's.
Oh my!
Mind you, we went about 2 or 3 times actually, and I never asked for it. I've never said, "Hey, let's go." It was always them inviting me, since they were in the area, and I thought, "Oh, okay, why not?" But I remember telling my mom that, and she goes, "Who are you in a relationship with, her or her mom?" And I'm like, "I know." The mom was she was like the chauffeur most of the time.
Oh,
the third wheel, yeah. So the mom was deeply involved at times.
Was she a young mom?
She kind of was, though, to her credit. But by the way, this girl is Jewish.
Your favorite kind?
My favorite kind. So they were Jews, Myke. So check this out, though. Later on in life, she took on quite the transformation. She finally became what she wanted to become.
Which was?
A tatted up alternative kind of girl. So she turned out to be one of these girls, and now she is a Suicide Girl model, and she has been for quite a few years now, actually. And she's acquired somewhat of a small little following, actually.
You have tits?
She does.
Yeah, usually that's how it works. You have tits, guys look at you.
Yes, of course.
Right?
Absolutely. As long as you have a pair of boobs and the vagina, you are good to go.
Boobies.
And I tell women all the time, by the way, most women that are on social media, I tell them there's at least 5 to 10 guys out there that are actively stalking you. And that's at least, and that's kind of the way it goes. I hate to say that. I hate to throw men under the bus, but that is true, by the way. That is a scary truth out there.
What's your opinion on what's happening to white men in this country?
White beta.
Primarily. No. Alphas.
The white beta men, yes.
I would normally say straight white male Christians.
Straight white male Christians. And why are you worried about the Christians being a Satanist, by the way?
No, I'm asking you,
Sure.
What do you think about this attack, for lack of a better term, on straight white men? Like if you're
Give me
a male,
an example.
All right, so, bro, we're guys, right?
Sure.
We talk shit all the time. We say some fucked up things to each other all the time.
Sure.
That's how guys are, right?
That's right.
Okay. So being a normal, masculine man.
A normal dude, yes.
Women, primarily the left, the ones who want to be independent and, girl boss and have a career.
The girl boss, yes.
They're the ones who are saying, we hate men. We don't need men. Men are useless. I don't need no man. That's pretty harsh. Like, it's really ruining our ability to be a unified country, not only with straight and gay, black and white, male and female, so on and so forth. It's just more division. And I see it as a bad thing when women seem to believe they do not need men. And if you are a male who's masculine, the guy who drinks beer and watches football and farts, they don't like that.
And you know where that comes from?
Being a male.
No, but you know where those messages come from that they see on television, that they see in movies and film. The sort of a white guy that's an idiot. He's always inferior. He's a loser. He's this, he's that. Well, who do you think is writing those sort of things?
Let me guess.
What class of people write that, Myke?
Well,
is it a coincidence to you? Is it a shocker?
Is it a shocker?
Yeah.
First and foremost, I have always, and I repeat, always blamed the media, movies, Hollywood.
And who is writing that, though?
I know.
What group of people is that?
And I know what you're talking about.
Though.
I know.
Can you not admit it?
I admit it. It's the Jews. All right. I get it. However, just so we're clear, I have noticed this as far back as 2006. When it really began to dawn on me, they pushed the interracial thing.
Well, again.
Despite who it is.
Who is doing that, by the way? Who's kicking that agenda? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. How many times do you want me to say it, though?
I'm setting the record straight here.
So let me get my point across. So there's all this shit is pushed on us about primarily women, white women. Not all, but mostly white women. And, liberal PC women. And they hate men. They particularly hate white men. They will get involved in a mixed race marriage just to prove a point. Look how great I am. My diversity is so awesome. You know what I'm saying?
I do. But that's a small majority out there. That's a very small percentage of women that think that way.
Do you think so?
I think so. Not enough to actually do any real significant damage.
Agreed.
But there is that agenda out there, though. Just like every other sort of agenda that's out there in the wild.
I think it's terrible. I really do.
I think it is too.
It's affecting the family lives of people, and it shouldn't be. It should just be let us live our lives without there being an issue.
And I understand that, but these people want to feel like they're a part of this. They want to feel like they're part of the world, that the world is forgotten about them. And it's not really a big issue for people that are normal and not really caring about these sort of things, these sort of issues. They are not really anything in existence in our minds, essentially. But the people that are like that, the people with multicolored hair, the radical leftists out there, the feminists out there, and I've gone out with a feminist at one time, Myke. I don't think I ever told you that.
I don't recall.
Straight from San Francisco, by the way.
Lucky you.
Absolutely, I know. Lucky me. Pretty girl, but slightly insane. And that didn't last very long.
No, I can't believe that. No way.
Well, she definitely was into me, though. That's for sure. But I just could not really rock with that, though. A lot of strange opinions on weird things, which make zero sense to me at times, to be honest. But not all feminists are created equal. Very much like most people and most things in this world, unfortunately. But yes, Myke, didn't work out.
Sounds that way.
Yeah, it happens though. That's life, and I'm glad. I'm glad, my friend. I am very glad with the decisions I made so far in life. Could I have done things differently? Absolutely. But so far, so good, Myke. I've been enjoying the ride.
Well, that's good to hear.
As you type away.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some things on my computer.
You're looking at chicks with dicks again.
Yes, I have to.
I know you do.
Every time I do that, what the fuck? Every time I do this show, I have to look at gay porn.
Do you really? Some people are probably going to think that, though.
Of course they will, because your audience.
They think you're all kinds of things.
Yeah, let them think.
No, they like you, though, Myke.
Says you.
Yeah, well, you don't know that.
I don't know what, that they don't like me?
Yeah, they do like you, though. A few of them do. More than a few. You know that.
Do you know, the day before yesterday, the 14th, right? What is today, 16th? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yesterday was the death date of Joey Ramone, and the day before that was the death anniversary of Peter Steele from Typo Negative. And I put a post on my Facebook page commemorating him as my friend, having, rest in peace, that sort of thing. And I mentioned a few other, and some motherfucker just had to go on and make comments like, what did he say? I can't remember exactly, but like just rude, obnoxious things talking about, oh, I know what it was. Said that I gave Peter coke, which killed him. Yeah, saying that I gave Peter cocaine that killed him.
And is that what happened?
Well, that was the first thing. So I wrote back to this cunt, and I wrote him, and I just was like, you motherfucker. First of all, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know who you are, but just shut the fuck up. And I said, I really wish you would have said this in front of my face, because I would have taken it. And then after that, I reported him and I blocked him.
You would have swung at him.
Well, I mean, nobody, people don't walk up to your face and go, hey, I heard you gave coke to Peter Steele and he killed him.
No, most people don't do that now.
No. And then what really got me mad? You think that got me mad? This got me even worse.
What happened?
So now I'm friends with Peter's widow girlfriend.
Yeah, the widow.
Right. I'm not going to mention her name.
Yeah.
She gets enough flack from people online.
No disrespect to her, yeah.
Yeah. So, some other douchebag goes online on the same post that I had of Peter and says, yeah, and what about that cunt of a girlfriend of his who stole all his stuff after he died? First of all, that never happened. Never happened. Peter had a few things when he was living there. She had more stuff than he did. And when he died, mind you, this was his girlfriend who he loved, whom he said when they were carrying, when they were rolling him out on the gurney to the ambulance, who said to her, holding her hand, when this is over, don't worry, we're gonna move back to Staten. We're gonna move to Staten Island. We're gonna go on vacations. We're gonna have good times. I'll see you when I get out of the hospital.
Oh my God.
So to hear some stupid little fucking faggot just say the things that he said about this girl, this woman, who is a close friend of mine at this point. We speak quite often. She comes to visit. I go to visit her. And she's happily involved in a relationship. But to say something like that when you know nothing about the person, these computer warriors.
That's a different level of psychotic.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that, by the way. I've had people do that even on these sort of memoriams of people online, a digital one. I remember being stalked there, by the way, by someone that I guess hates me, essentially. And I just think, well, what a piece of shit do you have to be to come and stalk me on a sort of digital memoriam for someone who has nothing to do with you in this world? So that's why there's different levels of people that are brain dead, brain defunct, pieces of shit, essentially, with no lives, basically.
No lives, yeah. They just like to shit on everybody else.
Absolutely, yes. Pretty wild, but yeah, the people like that exist, and these people are the worst in society. And hopefully all the bad things in life happen to them, especially the ones that end up listening to this. The ones that stalk me or Myke. Yes, we both wish the worst things in this world happen to you. At least I feel that way. I don't know about how personal. I mean, I don't mean to speak for you, Myke, but I feel that way.
I gotta say, you're good at handling it. I'm bad. I want to kick the shit out of these people when they say stuff like that. But you're pretty good at managing. I
believe in the universe. That's why.
Is that so?
I have a full belief that the universe will handle people that have spited me or try to curse me or hex me in any way or put anything out there in this world. I feel I'm protected by the universe, Myke.
Okay.
I have no idea where that thought or that belief came from, but it's kind of the truth, though. I don't know why I think that, but I do.
Okay.
I just have a strong belief in things. I don't know why. But that's one of
Well,
them, though.
It's good that are you saying you have a positive attitude? Is that what you're saying?
In that regard, yes, but not so much. I mean, that's probably not the best thing to put out there, what I said. But again, I believe firmly that the universe can do that and will do that for me.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that. But Myke, man, we're talking about music there for a while there, and that reminds me. I was just thinking off the top of my head here. As you know, Myke, I live in Southern California, and if you happen to turn on the radio, rather, and you're cruising around, you kind of forgot your cell phone, so you can't really hook it up to your car, and you end up having to listen to the radio, you are going to be just bombarded with a few bands that I completely despise, Myke.
Okay, this is like mainstream radio.
Yeah, this is like mainstream radio. So you're going to be hearing Blink 182. You're going to be hearing Sublime. You're going to be hearing Green Day. You're going to be hearing...
Geez, don't they have any new bands?
I know. And that's what I say all the time. But I'm telling you, Myke, every station you listen to out here, you're going to be hearing these bands like nonstop. And I don't even hate them. I don't care for them.
You just get tired of hearing.
You just get tired of hearing this shit over and over anywhere you go. If you're gonna go get gas, you're gonna go to the mall somewhere, you're gonna go to a store, you're gonna be hearing this shit nonstop, man. Especially if you live in Southern California, it is a tragedy. And I was just thinking, most of these groups, their fan base are extremely annoying, Myke. And there's a lot of bands out there, I was thinking, that have a strong following, but their fans are shit. And I was just curious to ask you your thoughts and opinions on that. I have a few bands in mind that I just think their fans are some of the worst. I mean, there's bands out there like, again, a lot of fans of Rage Against the Machine. And I think a lot of their fans are kind of shitheads.
Yeah. I mean, I've always felt that way when I was younger. And mind you, I'm a lot older than you are. But when I was younger and people used to listen to the radio and I used to listen to rock and roll music.
Right.
I start, from a younger age some people get into it really young, like preteen, but I really didn't get into music until I was about 12, possibly 11. All I listened to was Kiss. That's all I listened to.
Oh my goodness, just Kiss.
Between age possibly 8, possibly 9, until about 12, 13. So, and I probably told you this already, but one Christmas, my oldest brother, bought me 3 different records other than Kiss. The Cars' first album, Blondie, Parallel Lines, with the song Heart of Glass, and Supertramp.
Supertramp. Wow.
Because he didn't know what direction I was going to go, but he wanted to get me set on a path other than Kiss. And that's how it started. And the Cars and Blondie stood out to me. So what am I trying to say? So I got into it young, and then as I got older, listening to other bands like Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven was #1 song annually for 10 years.
Oh my.
Come on. I'm like, give another band a chance. And I was tired of hearing Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, not even Black. I didn't play them. Who else? Supertramp, Tom Petty, all the mainstream Grateful Dead, boring bullshit.
Yes.
So I was tired of it. So that's when I started drifting and wanted different music. So yeah, you get tired of that stuff played over and over.
And by the way, I'm glad you said the Grateful Dead. I feel the only thing longer than their jam sessions is the time since their fans actually last showered.
Yeah.
But yes, the Grateful Dead, very annoying. You could kind of always tell what kind of shithead you're dealing with the bands they listen to. Unfortunately, I mean, again, another. I want to circle back to what you mentioned, but yes, honorable mention would be the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh,
I don't think any of their audience, anybody who's actually a fan, is worthy of living. To be honest, I mean, some of the dumbest people you can imagine.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I hated the Grateful. I could not stand it.
The Grateful Dead. Yes.
Oh, what a boring, stupid band.
It's not good, that's for sure. Never been a deadhead.
God for that.
Yeah, never cared for it. I'm just being honest, but yes, a lot of shitheads listen to Fish. They listen to the Grateful Dead, and Mike. So anytime you hear like Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath, maybe, or Pink Floyd, are you gone?
No, as I've gotten older, I've come to a point where I've embraced all the old music I used to listen to. In fact, I bought there were I love Pink Floyd. I actually love Pink. I think they're incredibly talented the way they wrote music. So I have my 4 favorite albums, put them on CD. I'm sitting here right next, at my desk, and right to my right, I'm looking at my part of my CD collection. I have my Led Zeppelin box set right here. This was a gift. I probably would never have bought it, but the girl I was dating at the time, she bought it for me. Bands like that, bands like, I've got the Alice Cooper box set. So I wouldn't say I like bounced backwards, but I'm kind of embracing the old stuff that I used to listen to.
I see.
Zeppelin turned out to be one of my favorite flower power bands of the 70s,
Absolutely. You know who else I don't like?
Who?
There's a good majority of Misfits fans I don't like either.
Okay.
Some of them are just annoying.
Yeah.
Some of them just have a fucking attitude on them. That's why.
Yeah, and it's primarily the younger ones because
they're just annoying, man. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, because they've always really attracted a younger crowd. And now, ever since 1995, when they came back with what's his name as a singer, they have acquired a very young fan base. Why is this? Because the Misfits are they're like the Kiss of punk rock. The makeup, all that jazz.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Right.
You're absolutely right. That's what it is. That's what it is. And of course, we still have Jerry Only out there still releasing music, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the last things I had seen many, many moons ago was this sort of Fiend Club Lounge sort of album they released.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's a little weird. It's definitely not for me. It's basically they made a whole album of elevator music, basically.
Do you know? Are you familiar with their album Famous Monsters?
It sounds like this, Mike.
I can't quite hear it.
Oh, you can't hear that?
I can hear it faintly, and it's buzzing in and out. But that's okay. I kind of get what you're hinting at.
It's a little odd.
Are you familiar with their album Famous Monsters?
I am. I'm very familiar with it. I've heard it. And by the way, it goes, I think it's still playing. Can you hear that?
Again, very low.
Well, it's
like on a
music.
keyboard, right?
Pretty much. It's whatever.
Like samba beat. Bum, bum, bum,
Pretty much,
bum,
yes.
Bum. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard these songs that you're talking about.
They're just old. They're old renditions. Like that was Astro Zombies.
Was that really it? Was that the song?
That was it.
Hear it better.
I know. I wish you could too now.
I'll check it out online. So, Famous Monsters, the album title. You know where they got that from?
Where?
You remember Jason Trioxin, my old guitar player?
I do.
They got it from him. They stole it from him.
They stole it from him. That's a story I've never heard. I'm serious. I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I'm actually, again, I always really enjoyed Mr. Monster. I always thought they were a true standout in that scene.
Absolutely.
So continue. Okay, so they stole it from him.
All right. So after I introduced Jason to the band,
yeah,
I brought him, like, before I even went on tour the first time. Jason and my old guitar player, Raphael, both who are dead, rest in peace to both of them. I brought them up with, because they were huge Misfits fans. So when they found out that I was, when I told them that I was going to be the singer and that I was going to be going on tour in 2 weeks, I said, come on, come with me. The drum, Chud never shows up. So Raphael, you could play guitar. I'm sorry, Raphael, you can play drums. And I said to Jason, Doyle never shows up either. So you can play guitar. Because when I would show up at rehearsal, Chud and Doyle weren't there and it was just me and Jerry. So I'm supposed to just fucking sing with Jerry as he plays bass. And they had their tour bus driver, the guy who drove the RV, playing drums, absolutely terrible drummer. So the rehearsals were useless and I wasn't getting anything done. So I said to Jason and Raphael, come with me. Come up, meet the band. So on that day, when they met, first of all, they played a flawless set. Jerry was so impressed. He's like, holy shit, you guys know the songs in and out. I'm like, yeah, because we've been listening to the songs forever. And these are the type of people that I know. That's why you should have picked me. But you're saying, but I digress. The point of the matter is Jason meets them. We leave. Okay. We leave. The next time I bring Jason up to play with Raphael, Jerry said to him, mind you, while I wasn't in the room, waited till I left him, says, hey, give me your number. Him and Chud, were like, hey, give me your number and, we'll get in touch with you. Maybe we can get you, in, like grabbing my friends. I was kind of insulted about it because A, they did it behind my back and B,
I see what happened.
Yeah. And they're trying to lure him in. They wanted to get him as a tech, work as a tech in case something happened, he could jump on guitar or bass or even drums because that's what Jason did. He played all instruments. So I was a little disturbed by that. And then Jason says to me, I'm going to stay here and Chud's going to give me a ride home. Oh, there you go. I said, that's it. They just stole my friend.
Really? That fast?
Yeah, that fast. Second rehearsal with them. So as time went by, after I came back from tour with the Misfits I think it was either probably early September or October of that same year, 1998, Jason calls me up. He's like, listen, they want me to go on tour with them as a tech. Do you have any problems with that? I'm like, what am I going to say, Jason? No. Like, I don't want you to go.
Right. I mean, that's got to be kind of weird for you to go through that sort of thing. And then, you have to talk to your friend in a way and it's a little odd.
Absolutely. He said to me, you have a problem with it? I'm like, look, it's your life, man. Look, I know he wasn't, what's the word? Not infatuated, but starstruck. As was I when I first met them. I was a huge fan. And here I am now about to sing for them as their lead singer. And I bring my old drummer and roadie guy in. And I'm like, hey, guys, here's the Misfits. And they're like, oh, my God, bowing down, So they were very impressed. So for Jason to get an opportunity to not only be their tech, but to fucking go on tour with them, he was ecstatic. And then that sort of helped catapult him, as well as having been with, played guitar in Empire Hideous, played guitar in Spy Society 99, was my road. I literally got, I'm not bragging here, I literally got Jason into the music scene, so to speak.
Oh, you put him on.
I basically did. Like when I went on tour with the Misfits, his brother, my former guitar player, Mars, and his brother Jimmy ended up being the first musicians in Mr. Monster.
Wow.
And then, as I said, when I came back, everything changed. So I could understand him wanting to get into that. I didn't blame him.
I mean, how can you get angry at him,
Of course. You
can't blame him. He took the opportunity. And isn't that what you're supposed to do in life when the opportunity comes knocking?
That's what I did.
Absolutely. And by the way, as we're talking about this
Wait a minute. Wait. I didn't tell you what happened. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So hold that thought. And here's the ending. After Jason comes back from the tour with them as a road tech, he had a conversation with me after. I was telling Jerry about, what would be a great idea for an album called Famous Monsters.
Oh.
What did they do? They took that name and they used it. Cause believe it or not, Jason was going to use that title for a Mr. Monster album. And then the Misfits did it.
And they stole it.
Coincidence?
No. And then he went on to play with Michael Graves.
Yes. As well as Tom Hasselhoff, Loki, and who else left?
Are you still friends with Loki?
I'm not friends with him, but it's not like we speak on a regular basis, but I have nothing against him.
That's a name I don't hear anymore.
Isn't he doing a new band, I think?
I have no idea. I'm not sure what he's up to.
I don't know if he's still part of Dow Chemical or anything like that. I know he's working with JV Bastard for a while.
I just know when I discovered these guys, it was the early 2000s.
Yep.
And Mr. Monster was already sort of established to some degree, to some lesser degree.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised, though, that that sort of genre of music has sort of stayed alive for a while.
Yeah, I definitely think it has a position in the underground music scene.
It's got its fan base, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're talking about Mr. Monster, right?
Correct. And just that scene though, that horror punk sort of thing. There is still an audience for that, believe it or not.
Oh, absolutely. And as long as the Misfits are around, it's going to remain. I shouldn't say that because I think horror rock has branched off into its own style. If you like bands like TSOL, which is a band called True Sounds of Liberty from LA.
I've seen TSOL play multiple times, actually.
Have you?
Yeah, they play out here.
That's right, yeah.
So I always seen different renditions of that band play.
And then there's bands like 45 Grave with Diana Cancer, which is a fucking great name, by the way. Who else? Alien Sex Fiend, but they're from England.
And by the way, you mentioned Chud, by the way, so you're not in good standings with Chud.
I don't care either way. I mean,
you don't give a shit.
I don't care what he does. I mean, what reason do I have to about him?
Well, he seems, and the reason why I bring him up is because a random interview came up with one Chud, actually. And he's talking about turning over a new leaf. He's a new guy now. He's like positive now.
I can't remember if you were the one who told me that.
No, this is a new one. Else. Oh, somebody else told you.
Somebody else. It was either you or somebody else that mentioned it to me that he's apparently trying, I wouldn't say mending his past, but as you said, turning over a new leaf.
I don't know if I'm the one who told you that, but
it might be.
It might have been me, but yes. One of the last things I saw was from our friend there. Yeah, he's, turning over a new leaf. He's a new guy. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's a new guy.
Yeah. Again, I don't care one way or another. I really don't.
I don't either.
I have nothing to, I mean, when I was with him at that time in 98, he was just obnoxious to me. Obnoxious.
Well, he seems rather obnoxious.
He was, or is.
I would have to say yes. I would say most likely.
And for the record, anything and or everything I may have said about David over the years as a result of working with him as a drummer in that band, not me, him. I never once said anything that wasn't true about him. He was a predator, and I don't mean that like in a bad way, like a pedo or anything. I mean, every time we were somewhere to play, he was getting laid by 1, 2, 3 girls a night.
1 or 2 a night. Wow.
Yeah, and I mean,
he got a lot of stamina.
Apparently,
wow.
But like, he had no standards. He would bang the fattest chick in the house.
He would take them all down.
Yeah, and I had a real problem with that.
You had a big problem with that. Is it because of the heaviness to the bus that you didn't want the wheels to blow out?
Not quite.
Not quite, no.
That's a good comment, though. I like that. No, I was just like, he had no morals. He had no
morals.
Okay. It was all about, how much pussy can I get tonight?
That's what he would say.
Well, he didn't say it, but it's obvious.
But that's what he was trying to do.
Right.
Damn, he was one of these guys. He was gooning it out there. He's a big gooner. Damn, he was a sex pest.
I guess. I mean, he
and you know what? By the way, ironically, I didn't want to mention this. I'm not trying to be TMZ now, but there was a case not long ago when I was doing some reading of him, girl after girl, all saying the same thing about him getting a little too hands-on and doing things with them in a sexual manner. Sexual assault allegations have come his way.
No fucking way.
Numerous women, yes.
See, this is why I just mentioned to you, I never ever once said anything about him that was untrue. So in other words, when I talk about
that's why when you said a predator, I was like, oh my God, well, you're not the first to say that.
Right. So when I say it, I like some people say it, some people seem to think that I'm saying the things that I'm saying out of pure hate or revenge or whatever you want to call it. But it's not the case. Everything I've ever said about him is truth. And I never lied. It may sound harsh, because it is harsh.
Myke, that bird is so excited.
He is. Is it too loud? You want me to stop him?
We might stop him. We might have to.
Hold on.
No worries.
Hey, calm down. Calm down, little bird. I'll be down soon. You'll be eating. I apologize.
No worries, yes. He got a little excited.
He does around this time. They're ready to eat.
But check it out, though. When you said predator, though, one more time. When you said predator, instantly, I remembered all the things I saw online. And essentially, that was the initial reason why I mentioned this. But the fact that you said it, it sort of opened that Pandora's box. And I thought, well, it almost seems like you kind of know a few things. So if I say this, it might not be out of turn. It was more than just one woman, by the way, seeing these sort of things about him. And that's what made me think, well, there's some possibility here that a lot of the things that I've heard over the years are more than valid, and why the guy is now, quote unquote, turning over a new leaf. And that's what I'm talking about, Myke, with people like this Russell Brand guy and anybody who turns to Jesus Christ, religion. I'm born again. I'm this, I'm that. You know, they all hide behind the shield of God and Jesus Christ, and they think if they do this, that they're going to buy some time somewhere, people are going to forgive them, all will be honky-dory. So anytime I see that sort of flip, Myke, I think, okay, we got trouble here. Trouble in paradise. Am I wrong or am I right, though? Just be honest.
Oh, of course you're right. I'm just laughing because we had a conversation like this with Daniel just, what was it, last week or something?
You and Daniel kind of went at it there.
No.
In a good way. Yeah, I mean, you guys were going back and forth.
I thought it was a healthy conversation.
It was, but I was not expecting that. And as I mentioned to you, I had all kinds of things ready to talk about, and Daniel wouldn't. He kind of didn't let go of the gas there.
He didn't.
And I thought, well, you know, he's got a lot to say, and I'm like, you know, he hasn't done a show in a while, so this is a good way for him to get his foot back on there. And I thought, you know what, go ahead, Daniel, do your thing. I was excited for him. I haven't heard him that passionate in a while.
I'll tell you the truth. I thought it was a very healthy conversation because
in a way, that's what I'm saying. Though I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm actually quite happy.
But you are right. He did. Like he kept going with it. I was hoping to get off it at some point.
Yeah, he just had a lot to say, and I was glad though. I'm glad that he got to talk to you. I know he had a lot to say to you. He's been listening to the show a lot. So yeah.
Oh, is he mad at me?
No, not at all. He's a big fan of yours.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, he likes you. You know, he likes what we do here. He's entertained by the program, as I am too.
To hear that.
Absolutely. So, you know, he had a lot to say to you and to say to all of us. And I didn't mind that at all. I thought, yes, if Daniel has some things to say and he's going to be a little bit fired up, I thought, yeah, might as well. Let's hear what Daniel's got to say.
I gotta say, I'm flattered that he likes me.
Oh yeah.
I don't get many people
that like you
me on your show.
That's true. Well, no, most people do though. That's the thing. You don't see all the positive stuff, Myke.
Oh.
I tell you all the time. You hyper focus on the negative stuff.
You mean that I talk about, or what?
Well, no, what people say at times, and that's just during the live show.
Right, and I've tried to. I am no longer reading
the comments.
The comments anymore.
It's a different group of people. That's why they're more bloodthirsty, and if they see weakness, not to say that you are, but if they see that these things bother you, they'll keep poking and prodding.
Yep,
that's the way it works.
Yes, sir.
And I love that, by the way. I love these savages, by the way. They will turn on me eventually. You know, everybody does turn. So, and I understand it. I think, go ahead. You can turn on me. You deserve it. You deserve to turn on me. I like that. I don't mind. I don't mind being the villain, the hero, the nothing. It's all good. So I invite that sort of thing. Or better for worse, Myke.
I get you.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the reason why I brought up our friend Chudley.
Chudley.
What if I bring him on the program?
No.
You and Chud.
I won't.
Lovebirds.
I have nothing to say to him.
I wouldn't bring him on here either. I don't like Chud.
Really? I didn't know you didn't like him.
We don't need him here.
Okay.
We don't need him.
Interesting.
No, he seems like a nice guy. I didn't mean that. Okay. He seems nice. I would love for him to be here, though.
Would you?
I would think it'd be fun. He wouldn't do it, though. And quite frankly, though, I know you wouldn't want him on here either.
Well, as I said, I wouldn't. I have nothing to say.
Is it because of the ongoing sexual assault allegations, Myke? heinous allegations against them.
No. I as I said, I could care less, but I have no reason to speak with him. Whatever. Good luck to him.
Yeah, water under the bridge. Hopefully he has a good lawyer.
Yeah.
Hey, hopefully he's got a good lawyer.
You know, I said the same thing about the Misfits.
Sure.
I'm happy for them.
Hey, I'm happy.
I'm
happy about you, girl. I'm happy about you, babe.
They worked hard since 1977.
Damn.
I'm sorry, 1976. I can't remember.
It's a long time, though.
Right. So when they started out, Glenn deserved what he got. And I feel like the rest of the band got what they deserved as well. And by that I mean world-renowned fame, getting paid exuberant amounts of money for gigs. So good for them. I'm very happy.
I'm very happy for them. And how much do you think they have pulled in, Myke? Do you think they are up there?
Well,
do you think they're like the highest, one of the highest?
No, not even
I wouldn't.
close.
I was gonna say not even close. I bet.
Or, mind you, I mean, I know Danzig could have probably done it when he was doing just Danzig, but you know, like he was playing festivals to like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people, maybe more. I don't know all the details of his career. My point is, like after the Misfits, he shot to the top as a result of Rick Rubin and American Records, so on and so forth.
Metallica, yeah.
Metallica, exactly.
They helped his career.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I used to know the guy who would make the t-shirts for the band.
Really?
Yeah. And every time there was, and back in the 80s, if you saw Metallica wearing Misfits or Sam Hain t-shirts on stage, it was from my friend Myke, who actually taught me how to silk screen. So
nice.
I'll never forget the day Metallica was playing at a now defunct theater in Passaic, New Jersey, called the Capitol Theater. And after the show, we hung out by the back door because we wanted to see or hang out with Metallica. And the guy who prints the t-shirts, they let him in, but not me.
But not you.
Yeah, I'm just standing there like a douche.
Like a douche-ass.
Finger up my ass and I'm waiting for the band to come out. And they ended up not coming out that door, but nonetheless, Myke had all the t-shirts and gave them to him. Then he comes back out and I'm like, so how'd it go? And they're like, yeah, they like the t-shirts and they'll wear them on the next show. So every time I was flipping through magazines, like rock magazines, mind you, at the time was I 18? I think I was 18. And every time I saw them wearing a Misfits or Sam Hain shirt, that shirt was printed by Myke. Not me, my friend Myke.
Your friend Myke, yeah. Interesting. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you're right. They did help. Anthrax used to wear their shirts. Who else? So many metal bands. Slayer. And a lot of them were all influenced by the Misfits, Earth AD Wolf's Blood album, which was literally considered to be a speed metal album that all the speed metal bands picked up on.
And you know how many times I see a Crimson Ghost sort of t-shirt out here? Quite a lot. There is no escape in this band, Myke.
The Misfits, you mean?
Correct.
Well, first and foremost, that Crimson Ghost logo. I mean,
that's not theirs.
That's not. It's stolen from the Crimson Ghost TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie show, yes.
But again, public domain, you can do what you want with it.
You pretty much can. That is ridiculous, though. I just can't believe this band has made that kind of money. And I'm just shocked by the popularity of the band.
Well, I think the original question we were beginning to discuss before I went on a rant was how
annoying fan bases, really.
That and the money that they're making. So
and the money, yeah.
Since they did the reunion, which I think started as far back as 2017, 18, they were making about $1 million a piece.
That's wild.
But again, I think they deserve it.
But they do. They've been playing forever, and they influence a lot of people. They got a whole lot of publicity because of other well-known bands at the time.
Yep.
And they've done great.
Yep.
They've done good for themselves. More power to them. I just can't believe they've been around this popular. It seems like their popularity seems to rise every year.
Yeah.
And Jerry Only's still playing, by the way.
Yep.
He's still out there.
Despite the fact of the matter that his hairline now recedes all the way back
All the
to
way
the back
back.
of his skull.
Yes, he looks like he looks like he combed his hair with an eraser.
I think he starts all the way from the back of his neck all the way up forward.
Yes. Oh,
Look,
my.
Again, he's another guy I don't care about anymore. I knew him back in the day. The last time I spoke to him was hello at Jason's funeral. That was the last time I saw and spoke to him. We actually shook hands. My point is, I really don't care anymore. And again, the fact that they make their money, they've got their fans, good for them.
Sure.
Good luck.
Good for you.
Exactly.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah.
Understood. Man. So yes, Myke, a lot of bands out there, a lot of the fan base is quite obnoxious to me. And that
They
happens. Oh, absolutely. More so, yes, more so than other bands. Again, ICP fans, some of the worst, very annoying.
Oh, God.
And again, Rage Against the Machine. Again, as I said, growing up, we all thought they were anti-establishment. You thought they were anti-corporation, but then again, you get a little bit older, you start realizing that it's all bullshit, and they are very much part of that system.
They're part of that system.
Pretty much.
In what capacity? Like, can you be more specific?
Well, I mean, when they came back and started playing shows with Ticketmaster, there was that sort of debacle about how certain fans, if you wanted to go in there, you had to show proof of having that sort of thing inside of you.
Having what sort of thing inside of you?
Well, during that time when, we can't see that.
The V?
The V, yes. The vagina. So you gotta make sure.
Wish I had a vagina in me.
You wish you had one.
I'd take it out and use it every once.
Yeah, take it for a spin. Yeah, I'm gonna take my cunt out.
My
twant. Ooh, women don't like that one, by the way.
Yeah,
they don't like the twant word. Well, cunt is still pretty bad too, but yeah, twant is just they don't like that one. They get pretty angry.
Oh God,
it's true.
People and words just crack me up. Like,
people and words, yes.
Just get over it for Christmas' sake.
I know, they're just words. No big deal. And yes, and by the way, another fan base that comes after me, Myke, and I'm telling you, Myke, they get very fired up. Michael Jackson fans.
Wait, what?
Yes.
What?
Anytime I talk about Michael Jackson, and I talk about, in my opinion, how I think he was a pedophile that gave minors alcohol. He showed them pornographic images, and there was fingerprints that prove these sort of things. And they get all mad. They get all hot under the collar. They get pissed off. They email me. They say it's all trash, that he was fighting with the record companies, and I'm thinking, well,
what's that got to do with anything?
I think, I agree. I'm saying, yeah, absolutely. Two things can be right at the same time. One doesn't cancel out the other. And I'm thinking, sure, that was going on. He was fighting with Sony, but their defense is that Sony had very powerful lawyers at the time, and this was all a giant smear to stick it to Jackson, essentially, and to smear his good name.
Whatever.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
The guy made millions for the record label. Millions.
But they were notoriously fighting over the rights. That's why.
And be that as it may.
I agree. I don't disagree. I'm just thinking that's a strange sort of counter argument to try to make.
Let's not forget the fact that he bought the rights, all the publishing rights to David Bowie's music. And
the Beatles.
And the Beatles made millions on it. So the fact that the record, I can't even say the fact, the issue that the record labels were going after him for whatever it may be, it's kind of crazy, because here the guy's making so much money, got accused of being a predator for kids, and somehow that just gets swept under the rug, so to speak.
I guess so. I mean, it's in the one inside the ear and out the other. Yes.
I mean, let's not forget, this guy was accused multiple times, and to this day, I still hear his music played at events and family functions
all the time.
And I'm like, oh, it's okay for him, but, other people.
That's right. That's right. But yes, a lot of people have been very loyal to Michael Jackson for a very long time. And I believe
tells you a lot about that person.
I agree. Well, they love the guy. That's the thing. That's what you tend to forget, Mike. When people have a strong love and admiration for their heroes of sorts, they're going to defend them till the cows come home.
Yeah, and let's not forget something else. It might sound a little controversial when I say it, but
what do you mean?
There's another aspect to him not being thoroughly accused.
What do you mean?
A certain skin tone. Had it been anybody else.
Well, he was white. He was black, and then he went white.
And then the aliens.
Then he became a pedophile. Hey, I was black, then I became a white pedophile.
I was straight, and now I'm gay.
Hey, now I'm a queer.
Children.
Now I like boys. Hey, I'm Michael Jackson.
All I'm saying, I'm sure people are going to hate me. I sincerely believe it did have something to do with the fact that originally he was born black. Did you ever see that South Park commercial? A commercial. That South Park episode where pieces of his face are falling off?
Yes, I did. My.
The great thing about South Park, yeah, it is. The great thing about South Park is how they are able to, in my humble opinion, make commentary through cartoons
about everyone.
And let's face it, a lot of it is very factual, yet played off as a joke. And I think more so when they were joking about him, it was about all the surgeries he had and how he looked like a monster. Wasn't so much about the whole pedo thing, except for that scene when Cartman and him are in bed.
Oh, yes.
And they're going, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they get closer, yeah. Yeah.
And they're just about to kiss, and he wakes up.
That's right.
It's fucking show on earth.
It's crazy.
I love South Park.
It's a good show.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. So, Mike, I get attacked by the Michael Jackson fans all the time.
I can't believe it, man.
The guy gave minors alcohol. I mean, what else do you need me to say to you? That's a fact. Those aren't just accusations. These are things that were confirmed. Jesus juice, he called it.
Wait, what? What?
He would call it Jesus juice.
The alcohol?
Correct. So he was a monster.
He was effed up.
This dude was messed up, and people have even said, and no offense to the people who have told me this, they say, well, he had a bad childhood. It was completely innocent. And I'm thinking, what 35-plus-year-old man goes around sleeping with minors?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they were well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So I perceive him to be a predator the same way you see Chud as being a predator.
Wait, easy. I don't. No.
Allegedly.
Let's not, Leah. Let's not go there. I don't want to end up with a lawsuit. Neither do you.
Allegedly.
Nah, not even allegedly. I'm not even going there. I wouldn't say he was a predator, like a child predator.
Well, no, that's a different story.
That's a different story.
Yes, I would not accuse him of that. That's a little bit too far.
That's way far.
No, I don't view him that way, no.
Whether that happened, I don't know. But I'm just saying, when there were women around, he swooped down like a vulture.
He became another fiend. A poon fiend.
Poon fiend.
I'm that poon fiend.
Hey, it's possible. I don't have proof of that.
Give me that ass, he would tell them.
I'm just saying.
He'd be like, hey, I'm the drummer.
Hey, I'm the drummer.
Hey, I'm the drummer. Come here.
How much do you weigh?
Yeah, how much do 500 pounds? Fine.
Come on, let's go.
Deal. Let's go.
Here's a funny story. We were playing somewhere in, I think it was Germany, and prior to us going on stage, he hooked up with this girl.
Yeah.
Underneath the drum riser.
Really?
Okay, so the drum riser was about, I'm going to say, 4 to 6 feet high.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's up the ground, by the way, for those that want a visual. During the live set, he had a big set of drums.
Right, but this, we're talking about the riser, the stage.
The stage
itself.
riser, yes, at time, yes.
Right. So, there were 2 bands that went on before us. Prior to us going on, the Misfits, he hooked up with a girl under the drum riser. And the show started with him underneath the drum riser, banging his chick. So he had to wait until the band was done.
Oh my goodness.
To leave, so he didn't come out with a chick, everybody watching the stage, and there goes Chud with a girl walking away.
Oh my Lord.
That didn't happen. That's why I'm saying he had to wait. He had to wait. Hilarious.
Oof.
Absolutely hilarious.
That is pretty wild. Good times. Very, very good times, I would say. Hopefully they were for you, Myke.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but yes. Well, Myke, even Paris Jackson, his own daughter, I think I had read some random article that she no longer believes her father.
What do you mean?
She also sees
capacity?
him. Well, she also sees him as being a shady kind of guy. According to this article. So
really,
that's what I've been hearing. Yes. So look that up if anybody really wants to get into the details on that story. But that's something I randomly read, and I thought, wow, that is pretty wild.
So let me get this straight. You're saying that his daughter Paris,
yeah, the biological daughter of Michael Jackson, by the way,
was she with was that with Presley?
No, that wasn't with Presley. That was with Debbie Roll.
Debbie Roll.
Yeah, that's the biological
Jelly
mother.
Roll.
No, thank God. And by the way, that's another one of those fan bases that I can't stand. Anybody who would be a fan of Jelly Roll. You are not welcome to listen to this program if you are a Jelly Roll fan.
Or that
not allowed.
5,000-pound black chick that had to sit, the one who couldn't get in the car because she would have broke it. What's her name? Blunt or something?
Well, that's somebody else.
That's the black dude with the oxygen.
Yeah, that's the black guy.
You might remember the black chick who, again, she's
and there's Paris, by the way.
Got to weigh like 600 pounds. I can't see it. Where are you putting? Oh, there it is. Oh, whoa! Holy Christmas on a stick.
That's why I'm like, you know what? I became a pretty big fan of hers, Myke.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, she's quite the talent.
So that's an interesting outfit. They love showing their tits.
They do.
Their ass and their vajayjay.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
And then they say, "You looked at me wrong. That's rape."
I've been raped. Well, the government rapes me every day.
I just think it's astounding how these women come out wearing clothes like this. Rights. Yeah. You dress like a whore, and then you want to stand up for women's rights.
A whore.
A hooah.
A hooah. She's a hooah.
Now you got it. A hooah.
A hooah.
Hooah.
I love that. It's pretty good, but yes, I know what you mean. A lot of them like to dress this way. They like to show off those areolas.
I think it's such a disgrace.
You think it's a disgrace?
Really, I think it's disgraceful that women just expose themselves like this in public. And then, as I just said, go and say women's rights this, women's rights that. And, oh, the guy raped me. What? I mean, look, I'm not stupid enough to do something so foul to a woman. But I'm sorry, I can't sit back and say, well, you're dressed like a whore. Why? And then you get mad when men look at your tits or your ass or your twat? I mean, what kind of logic is that?
Yeah, but the argument would be, so because they're dressed provocatively like a whore, do you think that gives another person the right to rape them?
Absolutely not. I am completely against it. If I was a Muslim, on the other hand, that would be a big issue. That's why they want women burqas. But in America, in a civilized world, supposed to be the Western world, having my doubts these days, men are supposed to have control. That's what civilization and society is all about. And it's look, you can dress any way you want. This is America. You can dress any way you want. This is a free country. And we are men, white, straight men, are supposed to be respectful of women, no matter how they conduct themselves or portray themselves in public.
Shouldn't that be a universal thing, though?
You're right, but it's not.
It really isn't, though.
No, of course not.
Some men don't behave that way. Some women don't behave that way.
Absolutely. And as I just said, the first and foremost is the Middle Eastern countries who make their women wear burqas so that they don't. Now, again, this is, is it controversial to walk around half naked, or is it controversial to walk around in a gigantic cloak? Which is worse?
Oh, well, I mean, some people would want that in America.
And some people are asking for
Christian fundamentalist would say, yeah, we need to bring a burqa here for our women.
Right.
I don't think
it's obviously it's a choice thing.
That'd be wild.
In the Western world.
Can you imagine?
All I'm saying
hey,
is
an American style burqa.
It's like the red, white, and blue flag.
Right.
Nope, not black. It's like red, white, and blue with stars.
With stars. That's what you'd see at Walmart. Absolutely.
With a low cut neck,
yeah.
The cleavage hanging out.
With some ass hanging out, yeah.
Yeah, like make it real tight around the hips so that your ass shows.
There you go, yes.
They really are retarded.
That is hilarious. And by the way, do you see this logo right here? Before
you go to the logo, I got to ask you're smart enough to know not to do inappropriate or say inappropriate things to a woman, no matter how she's dressed.
Sure.
It's her choice.
No, of course not.
You're the man. You're supposed to have not only dignity, but respect for others and control over your hormones.
Absolutely.
And your libido.
And there's a lot of men out there that don't, and women.
That's right.
That act out, act crazy, and then next thing you know, boom, they get punched in the mouth.
However, Michael, and I'm just going to finish on this, I still think it's inappropriate to dress like a hua.
Like a hua.
You're just basically giving the goods away for free.
Should there be a uniform?
I'm not saying there should be a uniform, but as they showed that picture before, it's so obvious that girls, whether they were real or not, her tits were hanging out. I didn't see the bottom part of the dress.
This photo.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she's got like a thong on.
Oh, well, there you go. Now she's walking around in a thong. I don't know if those are actually her breasts or maybe they're just covers in the dress itself so that she's not actually exposed. Either way.
It's a little it's transparent. So it's it's a borderline.
Right. So what's the hint, Michael? The hint is I'm practically naked in front of you. Come get these. Exactly.
Come get these. They're right here. Well, I mean, I wouldn't exactly say that's the message that she's essentially putting out there. This is more of an artistic sort of expression that these women have in their heads. But, well, I mean, that's what they'd say to you, though.
I know. You're right.
Like, well, I'm expressing myself. This is what I'm doing.
But then they have they're curious, like, oh, he looked at me funny. Well, look.
Well, not all. Some of them want that.
I could tell you right now.
Some of them want you to look.
Right. And if that woman had walked up to me, I could tell you right now, I'd be staring at her tits and I'd be staring at her thong. Why? Not because I'm going to do something horrific to her, but it's obvious that you're showing it to me. So why wouldn't I look?
And you're enjoying the view.
Exactly.
So you'd be like Bill Clinton when he was looking at Ariana Grande.
It depends on what you mean by if.
If. That's right.
It depends on the definition of the word if.
That Bill Clinton, man, I'm telling you. Something wrong with that guy.
Yeah, he did well for himself.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
So what do we got here, Michael? What is this?
That's just the old school sort of thing here.
Very hippie-ish.
Very psychedelic, yeah.
Very psychedelic, yeah.
Can you make
it bigger?
It's because we're a jam band now.
Oh. Like Fish.
Yeah, we're like Fish now.
So a yellow brick road with a hippie van, some geisha girls.
Yeah, some, I don't know, there's birds. A pyramid there. There's little eyeballs flying around. The song has a second eye.
Because you always see flying eyeballs.
Exactly. It's a normal thing.
It's a wagon wheel. I thought it was a kiwi. The left?
Pretty much. Same thing.
Yeah. The kiwi wheel.
Kiwi wheel. But
what's behind the bus? It looks like a bullet.
It's like a train, actually.
Bullet train.
Bullet train. There we go. Yes, there's a lot going on.
An Aztec pyramid, and to the right of that looks like a covered bridge.
Yeah, it's like a bridge there.
Or a cabin, maybe. I can't quite tell.
I believe this might be a rip from the Grateful Dead's album.
You know what? Right in front, you got a Grateful Dead on a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's what this is, actually, yeah.
So, did you make this?
No, someone sent this in.
Yes. Interesting.
And I thought, that's kind of cool.
Michael Decon.
Decon. That's what Michael Horn calls me. He's like, Michael Decon. I'm like, okay, that's new, but I don't mind. So Myke, my God, my friend, I'm looking at the time here, and yes, time is escaping us here, and I feel like there's a few other bands I wanted to discuss with you, but I was going to finalize this sort of a thing and tell you that, of course, every band out there wants to essentially sell out. I mean, that's the true purpose of creating a band, right? And making as much money as Metallica made.
I would word it differently, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you want to make that Michael Jackson money, if you could.
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't anybody want that?
Well, there's a lot of people that say, well, that's hypocritical, how, everybody wants to make $1. Everybody wants to be in a famous band. And I say, well, of course. But there's other things out there that I guess I'm saying this specifically about like a Rage Against the Machine, going back to these folks and how they definitely had to play the game unless they don't want to make any money. And I'm sure that money was drying out from the early years of their run. So can't really blame these people, but that's what I meant to say, even though I was talking shit and saying, we thought that they were like this hardcore band, but then again, coming to the realization that they have to also play the game or their shit's not going to be sold in stores.
Agreed. As a matter of fact, if I may interrupt you for one
Sure,
moment.
Go ahead.
I did an interview with Glenn Danzig once for the music magazine I used to work with. And he said to me specifically, because I asked him, at this point, I think Danzig 4 or 5 had already come out. So I'm interviewing him. I'm like, so, I said to him, and mind you, every time I would interview Glenn or a very controversial, performer, I would always say to them, listen, I'm going to ask you some tough questions. If you don't want to answer them, that's okay. That's okay. Hang on. I got to close the window. It's raining. So the question was, what do you think about people who are saying you sold out? And he said, fuck those people. He said, look, the point of success is to get to the level where you're being paid as a professional, you're being paid well.
That's right.
So you don't, so you're well off and you don't have to worry about your future. That's the point. So the fact that Danzig became such a huge name in the rock and roll business and that I'm making good money, he doesn't live in an exuberant lifestyle. He's very, very basic. He's probably very Jewish.
He's very Jewish.
He's probably very Jewish. I think he puts his money away.
Hey, he's Jewish.
But
he's a Eugene, actually.
Oh, yeah. Dan Zigestein.
Do you think is he really a Eugene, though? I think he's Italian, right?
He's Italian. Anzalone is his last name.
Oh, Anzalone. That's very Italian.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is he basically said, people say things like that because either A, they're jealous or just too stupid to realize that you're going to go from one point to the next. So look at the Cult. When the Cult first started out, they were a very gothic band, very underground gothic band. By their second album, so they put a bunch of singles out, and then they put out the album Love. The next album, Wildflower, can't remember what it was called. Anyway, that album went totally mainstream when Rick Rubin produced it. They became a phenomenon, a huge band opening up for Metallica and stuff. And people were like, oh, they sold out. How did they sell out? Because they became famous? Because they got a record deal that gave them probably $1 million? It's the same with Type O Negative. When Type O Negative put out October Rust after the first album, which was Bloody Kisses, when they put that second album out, it soared to the top. And there's nothing commercial about that album. But people were saying, oh, they sold out. No, they didn't sell out. They made it is what happened.
And that's my perspective as well.
Same with The Cure. The Cure has been doing great since the Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me album came out in 1986, I think, or 5. And they have never, ever, in my humble opinion, never made an album that would sell out so it's commercialized. It's just people, they want to shit on you. You sold out. Fuck you.
I think, well, when people say that, I think maybe they just didn't want you to get as known or as famous.
Right.
At some point. I'm not exactly sure. But that's essentially the purpose of joining in a band, essentially.
Absolutely. You want to get to that level where you're paid substantially well.
Or if you just want to be in a cover band all your life and just play at bars.
Cover band.
Would you say that's the worst thing, by the way?
Being in a cover band?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's essentially the worst thing, but where I come from in New Jersey had so many cover bands. People just playing other people's music. And it was such a, the word I'm looking for. It was depressing.
It's a bit of a drag.
Thank you. It was a drag because people weren't being creative. They were just playing other people's music, and they were being paid shitloads of money more than I was as an individual musician.
And some of those tribute bands make great money, by the way.
When I was doing music and still in a band in 2005, 6, 7, I knew, because I was working for the Aquarian again, I used to get ads sometimes for cover bands that were, advertising in the paper. And a couple of times I would get to meet these people. I knew one guy that was in a cover band. They made $5,000 a night.
Wow.
And sometimes they'd have like 3 gigs in a row.
Man, were they playing weddings and shit? Corporate gigs.
Even wedding bands were making that money.
They can make that money, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, easily. Wedding businesses, it's such a ripoff. It really is.
Man.
For clients, they spend so much money.
A shitload of money.
Dresses, tuxedos, the event, the venue, the food.
Oh my
alcohol,
God, yeah.
The limousine.
It's a mess. No wonder people aren't getting married anymore.
Yeah.
But I know that's a topic.
Thing.
I know that's a topic we always discuss here, but it is true though. A lot of people out there don't want to be in a relationship anymore. They're done.
I'm done.
Now you're an example. You're a statistic.
If I had to pick a woman, and I really wish I could do this, but I'm so afraid to go on dating apps. If I had to pick a woman, I would want like a Japanese woman.
Why are you afraid of joining Grindr?
Because I was on
Grindr's a homosexual app, by the way.
Oh, is it? I had no idea.
You mean Tinder?
I don't even know. All I know is that years ago, I think I was on a dating site called Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish, yeah. I've heard of that one.
You remember that one? Okay. So, this was like 2005, maybe four. And so I went on because I wasn't with anybody. And I I was looking for like a steady relationship, but everybody that replied to my ad was either a robot or a whore.
A whore?
Hooker. Yeah, a hooah.
A hooah.
And that's why I don't go on, because I don't trust any of the people that are going. And primarily, it's the guys that go on looking for girls. Girls don't look for guys on ads.
That's right.
If they do, it's probably a very low percentage, but not one woman ever contacted me. And those who did were like old, fat, ugly. Just like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I never went on a dating again after.
And there's a lot of men, by the way, a lot of older men. They'll see a sort of a young woman, or they perceive it to be a young woman because of the profile photo, not knowing that that's not even a real human being. And they think it's actually that woman in the picture. Yep.
I was fooled multiple times.
You were one of those guys.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
The internet. And I went on. I had never been on a dating for my life. And I go on and like, these women are haggard, hard women.
Hey, she was a hoe. She was a hoe.
What's his name again? Not the guy who he played. Not Paulie. Ralph. A, number one, she was a hooah.
She was a hooah.
A, she was a hooah. B, she was a hooah.
She was a hooah. B, she was a hooah.
She was a hooah. What a great scene.
A classic scene. Classic. I mean, The Sopranos, one of the greatest, if not the greatest television show ever created.
Absolutely. David Chase, what a great writer.
Wild. All these years later, I mean, it's still pretty powerful.
Absolutely timeless show. Timeless. I could watch that entire series 100 times and it wouldn't bother me.
It's really interesting. Yes, Ralph.
Did I ever tell you about how they almost shot a scene in my studio when I lived in Kearney?
I think you told me about that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that before. That's pretty cool, though.
Yep. For anybody who's listening, I used to live in an art studio. I lived in Kearny, New Jersey, where they shot a lot of the scenes of The Sopranos, including where the pork store was. What the fuck was it called? It's not Scagnelli's.
Was that a real place, by the way?
Oh yeah, yeah. The name wasn't real. The pork store was real. I used to pass it quite a few times. Eventually they closed it down, knocked it down, and created condos. But it used to be a real deli, a real Italian deli. And as I said, I lived in Kearny. So, where I lived in a building, a historical building that was built in 1880. Originally, and not to go off the script here, but the place I lived in, built in 1880, originally made as a hotel. Then it became, the post office. Then it became City Hall. In fact, a guy was shot in the hallway on the stairs by a police officer.
Oh my.
Yeah. Anyway, so I lived in this great building. It was historical town. Everybody knew it.
Right.
And one day in the summer, I used to live on the second floor, all southbound windows, 7-foot tall windows, and just a great studio. And I get my doorbell rings. Go down there, and the guy has a heavy accent, and he says to me, "My name is so and so. I'm a location scout for the Sopranos." And I was like, "Come on in!" I was so excited. I'm like, what do you need? What can I do? I said, "Love this." Well, can I take a look at your studio, my art studio? And I said, "Absolutely." So I bring him inside. We walk up the stairs, right? And the ceilings in this building were very, very tall. So the second floor was like 2 sets of stairways to get to the second floor. That's how big the ceilings were in this building. So I bring him upstairs. He comes into my art studio. Now, mind you, at the time, I've got skeletons, and I got 2 real skeletons. I've got mannequins dressed like in gorilla suits. What else? Gargoyles and skulls and
you have a bunch
bones.
of shit everywhere.
I was like a horror museum. My place was like a horror museum. So he comes in, he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "This is exactly what we're looking for. This is it. This is exactly it." And he says to me, "Please tell me you have an elevator in this building." He's like, "Can't do it."
Oh.
He said the union would never carry anything upstairs. It's gotta be an elevator.
That's true. No, he's right.
And I was very upset because obviously they didn't use my place for the scene they wanted to shoot.
Damn.
Episode.
You missed out on a good payday.
Do you know what the episode, you might recall it if I tell you. Do you remember the scene where, the nephew,
Christopher
and Paulie go to the Russian, the Russian guy's house, the one who's telling him, "Don't pick up the remote control," and then they beat him up and they think they kill him. You remember that?
I do, actually. Guy? Yeah.
Okay. That was the scene they wanted to shoot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I watch The Sopranos every couple months.
Do you really?
I do. Now I do.
And what did you stream it?
Yeah, just online. It's a good show. It's a good show.
It is. It's a fantastic written show. I'm so sad that what's his name died. Just so sad.
Well, a lot of them died.
Who else died?
Well, I mean, Tony did die.
Yeah, I'm talking about actually dying.
Yeah, well, Tony did die.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I was so sad that he died. What the fuck is his name?
James
Gandolfini.
Correct.
Yeah, I was so upset. He was only in his 50s when he died. Terrible. Just all that success from The Sopranos. Goes to Italy, eats dinner, drinks, dies.
Well, he was really unhealthy, though.
He's an Italian.
Ate a lot. He ate a lot, man.
He did.
Constantly eating. And that's constantly what they do in The Sopranos. Like every other scene, they're eating.
Kind of ironic that he went to Italy. It's this big bowl of pasta and
then dies.
And dies. I think he died right there, too.
Did he really?
I believe so.
That is awful.
Who else is dead?
Who else is dead? Yeah, that's true.
Because you said more people died.
I thought other people died from that show.
I know Uncle Paulie is pushing it. He's getting old. And I'm sure the guy who played Junior.
Yeah, Paulie died.
No, he didn't.
I believe he did. Tony
I'll do
Sirico,
it
right?
later. I'll do it later. I think his name was something Chinese, wasn't it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll look it up later. But I did not know that. I did not know that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tony Sirico.
He's died.
He died in 2022.
Oh,
yeah, in Florida.
man.
In Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, he died in Florida. That's why I said I think a few of them died. Him and Tony.
I loved him.
He was
really
great.
Did.
I know.
I wish he was my Uncle Paulie.
Me too. I swear, me too.
And I bet you the guy who played Junior, he's got to be too. I
think that guy Frank Vincent also died.
Frank Vincent. Who's that?
He died in 2017. Frank Vincent was that other guy. What's his name? Phil.
Oh, Phil, that's right.
Phil Leotardo.
Died. Yes.
Yeah, there we
Phil
go.
Leotardo. He was in The Godfather. He was in Goodfellas.
Absolutely. Great actor. But yeah, he's gone too.
What a shame. Sucks getting old.
It sucks getting old, yeah. Yeah, you forget that these guys were pretty old then too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They were already weathered.
That's why I think Uncle June.
Uncle June
must be gone.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And then, of course, Livia, the mother.
She's
mother,
dead, right?
Died.
Yeah.
She died while they were shooting. I believe they were getting ready for. It was the season that came up after 9/11. They postponed it then, and then Livia died, and they postponed it longer. So the season didn't come out for 2 years.
Mod on.
Because of 9/11 and the death of Livia.
Man. And by the way, Mike, we are sort of winding down here, but another show that I did want to share with you, though, is a documentary, and it was produced by HBO. It's called Neighbors. Great show. It really is. It's called Neighbors.
Neighbors. No underlying definition
for
that word.
No, just neighbors.
It's not ninjas.
No, it's just called Neighbors. That's all it's called.
Okay. Yo.
And it's a documentary, by the way.
Okay.
And
documentary. Does it take place in like Harlem?
All kinds of different places. And it's about neighbors that don't like each other. And it's a real thing, by the way. And it falls around both of the neighbors, and you get the perspective of them. And
God.
And by the way, these people are like well off, like, yet they're fixated on their neighbors, and some of them are like calling the police. One of them, I think, takes the other one to court. So, I mean, these people have no lives, essentially. They're just fighting with their neighbors, and everybody on the show is like batshit crazy.
And really?
So, yes, that's why I'm like, man, you got to watch the show. It's insane.
Who produced it? TMZ?
HBO.
HBO, close enough.
Absolutely, yes. So it's pretty nuts, man. You got to watch it.
I'll bet you. There's all. I know what you said. It's a documentary.
Yeah, it's a docu-series. Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty funny. You will be entertained, I promise.
I'll bet.
Oh, it's insane.
You know, it's like, who the fuck cares about what people think anymore?
That's what I'm saying, man. It's good. These people have no shame. You gotta watch it. You will laugh your ass off.
And it's on HBO, you said, right?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Unfortunately, I don't have cable, so
I'll
probably never see it.
Well, there's other ways. You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
I promise. So, Myke, again, my friend, it's been a pleasure to record with you here. It's been a pleasure to do one of these programs with you, I should say. It's been a good time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I like when we do this. Like, we really get to concentrate on our conversation, opposed to when we do a live show.
Well, you're easily distracted.
I am.
I think you are. You got to let it go. You got to stop reading the comments.
The
chat.
Right. But I enjoy our conversation. I really do.
I think that's your ADD.
It probably is.
It flares up. There's too much going on.
Neighbors.
Neighbors. There you go. It's a good one, I promise. So, Myke, any final words before we part ways?
Yes. Thanks, everyone, for listening to the show. Thank you, Michael, for having me on. If anybody is interested, I'm trying to get a book published called Chicks in Hats. If you are interested and you live on the East Coast of America, Northeast Coast, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, contact me. I'm looking for females who wear hats. It's called Chicks in Hats, and I'm looking to get a book published. Contact me at on Facebook, Facebook.com/hideousmyke, or you can get me on Instagram at #MykeHideousOfficial, or you can email me at hideous777@yahoo.com.
There we go. Absolutely. Thanks, Myke, and we'll talk again soon.
It's time to get high. This ain't no goddamn dream. It's exactly what it seems. Wake up today just to lay back down and say, I won't be coming back. Let's call it a heart attack. Give me some of that knack. This is just a final payback. They all flipped on me, took my passions, left me be. When I had a place to sit, a goddamn attitude to fit. Talk real smooth, knew where to spit. But things have changed and I have quit. Got nothing to look forward to but a backlash full of lies. You're too late for where you're going. This is fate. The whistle's blowing. It's much too late. It's all too late. You're much too late. Like a piss hole punk with his nose turned up and a fragrance all your own. Tell me what it's like to be alone. And let's not forget the Scarface prick who offers fix to your face. He dropped out of the subhuman race. And it's sad. Boo-hoo-hoo. But I'm goddamn glad that piece of shit was just a fad. Tell me, boy, where were you? What's your story? I mean, really? Where have you been? Was it the big time and full of sin? Tell me what you saw, the chasing